To day 37, and in this particular video we are going to talk about the AWS accounts and the organizations. Correct. So just suppose that you do have one organizational account or your personal account, any of the account you have created, just your AWS account on a personal level, at a personal level, and there you want to create the different AWS accounts. So how will you manage, like I have created my personal account and I want to share this with the different friends, or I want to dedicate one account for one use case for my one POC, and the second AWS account for second POC, correct, with the different permissions and all. So how will I create different AWS accounts within my own personal account, correct? That is what we are going to understand today, and from where we will try to create that we will see in this particular video, correct? So let's move forward, and here I have just logged in on my AWS console, and as you can see that it's recently visited services. Here you will be just selecting, you will be searching here IAM identity center. It's not the IAM service. If you remember, this is the another service that is called AWS IAM, correct? Here you don't have to search for IAM. IAM stands for Identity Access Management, correct? Here you can just simply create your roles, permission, the users, and all those things. What you have already watched in the different videos where I have created the users, I have created the roles, you have created the permissions as well. But here we are not talking about the IAM, we are talking about the IAM Identity Center. This one is utilized for managing your AWS accounts with the different permissions, with the different related your how can you create the different permission matrix, how can you assign the users or the groups to the different AWS accounts, correct? So this is what we are going to talk in this particular properties of the AWS account, correct? So that is your IAM Identity Center. Here if you see, I have created only one AWS account, as you can see here, correct? Root is the account. When I just created this personal AWS account, I got the root account. Within the this root account, I have created the DevOps underscore demo, that is my management account as well. How I have created this DevOps underscore demo and how I can create the multiple AWS accounts, this is what you need to learn, correct? So for that, now you have to search here organizations, correct? You have to search for organizations. You can see the AWS organization. This is the service you have to search. Here I have already opened the AWS organization service as well. Here in the AWS organization, you will see the different kind of properties over here. Add an AWS account. If you click on the an AWS account, it will ask for the name, correct? So just suppose that I just want to pass test underscore demo, and I will be passing the email ID of the accounts owner, like who will be owning this account. So either you can create any kind of DL, that's the your generic email ID, or you can, if you are doing it for the personal level, you can create your different Gmail, and you can use the similar Gmail over here. Then if the moment you will be clicking on the create AWS account, your AWS account will be created. So just suppose that I am just giving the one AWS account ID I just want to create. So I will be just giving this email ID gmail.com, and organization account access role, or if you want to change any other role, you can do that as well. Let's say the create AWS account, correct? You submitted a request to create one or more AWS account in your organization, correct? Most probably it should get created. Let me refresh and see whether it has been created or not. If it's not, it's not to worry, but yeah, I think it will take a bit of time the moment it will reflect over here. But we have just submitted a request to create one or more AWS account in your organization, correct? So this is the organization structure. Probably it will take time. So after that, you do have this permission, the different services you can enable: Amazon DevOps Guru, Amazon Guard Duty, Amazon Q, Amazon Make. So the moment you will enable these services, there will be of course a cost associated with this, correct? But you can enable the all the services whatever you want to enable, correct? Then similarly policies are there. These policies can be attached and even it can be enabled for your use case. You can enable these policies, correct? But now I'm moving for back to the video, back to the topic actually, not the video actually. So here we talked about creating the AWS accounts, correct? As you can see, we have just created the AWS accounts here. So this is the moment from where you will be creating the AWS account. After creation, here what kind of user you want to assign to this AWS account. If I do have the 5 number of users, I can assign those 5 number of users to this particular AWS account. So I'll be just selecting this AWS account. I'll be clicking on the assign users or groups. Whatever the groups you have created, you can just select those. If I have created any username, I can select the username as well. I can select this username and I can click on the next. I will be selecting the permission, whatever the what kind of permission I want to enable. If I want to give the administrator access, I can select that, or if I want to create any permission set, I can create the permission set as well. Correct. For the permission set creation, here I have just come back to the earlier tab. This is the same tab service actually. Correct. I am identity center. In this, if I have to create the permission set, here you can click on the permission set creation, and you will be able to see the option to create permission set. Correct. Once you see this option to create permission set, here either you can go with the predefined permission set, or you can click on the custom predefined set. Correct. When you select on the custom the permission set, here you do have the options to either select AWS managed policies, or you do have the option to create your customer managed policy. If you have created inline policy, customer managed policy, you can attach those. If you have not, you can select the AWS managed policy here. Correct. You can select like I want to just pass the S3 read only access. So I will be just selecting that S3 read only access. I will be clicking on the next. I will just give the name like S3 read permission. That will be my permission set name. I will be giving the description, then the session duration, the length of the time a user can be logged on or before the console logs them out of their session. So for how much duration you want to give the permission to the user that they can be in logged in through this particular permission set. Correct. So that time duration you can select here. You can give the time custom duration as well. Then you will be clicking on the next, and here you are good to go. You will be clicking on the create. Your permission set will be created. Once your permission set is created, you can select that permission set from here. Correct. That option will come over here. You will be selecting that permission set. You will be clicking on the next. Then you will see the option review and submit. Then you do all the review, and you just do the submission. Your permission set will be created, yeah, and those user assignation to this particular AWS account will be done. Correct. So this is how you can create the AWS accounts from here. Then you can create the different permission sets from here. As you can see, we created the permission set. Then you can assign those permission set to the different AWS accounts according to your use case. Even you can click the on the user section. You can directly create the users from here, or you can create the your groups as well. Correct. That option you can see in the left side, which will pop up over here. Correct. You can see the user groups and the settings. So once you click on the user section, you will get the option to click on the click on the add user. You can click on the add user. You will be adding the user name. You will be adding the your email address. Send an email to user with password setup instruction, or generate a one-time password that you can share with the user. So whatever the way you want to select, contact methods and all the details, whatever you want to pass, you will be adding this to the groups. That is your optional. Like if I want to just give the test user, and let me try with the next. But yeah, these are the mandatory things, so I will have to put all these details. So let me say that ami@gmail.com. Just I'm going with a random name, and the name I'm just giving the Manish, and let me give the theory, and let me try whether it works or not. Okay, so the email address field is required. Okay, I need to pass this here as well. Let me try selecting this at the gmail.com. Works or not. Okay, it works. Click on the next. Here either you can assign it to the group, that is optional, or you directly click on the next and then review and add user. So you will see that user will be added over here. Correct. You will see one more user over here. This is the way you can create the users as well. Now let's talk about the one more property of the IAM Identity Center, that is your applications integration with the AWS account. So you can use the same credential to logged in into the different applications through the AWS accounts only. Correct. The credential you will you will utilize to log in your AWS account. The same credential can be utilized to log in into the different applications as well. That application list you will see over here. Correct. And it's It's taking a bit of time. I think some network is slow, or its AWS console is slow, not sure. But here you can click on the add application, and from here you can either integrate your Jenkins, you can integrate your any third party tool on which you want to log in. So you will just log in into your AWS console here, and you will be clicking on the applications, and you will see the option to click on this application UI, and you will be logged in without entering any user detail. So if I select the I have an application I want to set up, you can go with this. You will be clicking on the next, display the name. So just suppose I want to integrate Jenkins, so I'll call it as Jenkins. Then the description, whatever the description you want to pass, and the application URL. So whatever the Jenkins you have installed and you have the endpoint of the Jenkins, that endpoint you will pass over here. Click on the next. Then authentication settings you will enable over here, and then you will do the specific application credentials if you want to pass, review and configure. So this is the platform from where you can integrate the applications as well with the AWS. So I just wanted to talk about all these things. I am Identity Center, AWS organizations in this particular video, so that you can create your multiple number of AWS accounts within the organization or outside the organization as well for your personal use case. You can create the different permissions, the different users to log in into your AWS accounts. So stay tuned with the channel to watch out the more technical content related to the DevOps and the interview preparation. Till the time, thank you. Bye bye.